Hi again, everybody. Bill Phillips here on a Wednesday. It is the day before opening day in Major League Baseball. I know they opened the season in Japan with the Cubs and the Los Angeles Dodgers. That seems to be a long time ago. So opening day is tomorrow. That's when everyone gets after it. Summertime arrives early. That's how I like to look at it. Summertime. It'll be cold. It'll be windy. It'll be rainy in some places. But summertime is here. If you love baseball, you just can't get enough of it. It's the season of hope. When you really think about it, you have major league teams. Everybody's got a chance to go through spring training. It's hopes and dreams of warm summer days and maybe days on the beach and everything else. So it's a good time. Just to enjoy yourself, enjoy baseball if you love baseball. And also you have going on a number of other things in the world of sports. NCAA tournament, Sweet 16, arguably the best weekend of college basketball that you'll have the entire year. Because you have the top 16 teams, so you're loaded with games for the whole weekend. And that goes for the men's and women's tournaments. So you're loaded with great games all over the place. And if you're making a wager or two, that's fun. If you just want to watch great college basketball, it's a great weekend to watch college basketball. And it's also opening day as well. But that is not the only thing we have to talk about. We also have to talk about the National Football League because they seem like they have news every day. But the news we always have to share is Valley Converting. Just a great job. If you have paper products that you want to recycle, head to T-Town, the gem city of Toronto, Ohio. Just ask for Mike Biasi and the crew. They'll take care of you. They'll take care of your paper products, give them a new life, give them a new opportunity to do great things. And they do great things at Valley.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
now, one of the things I found out about today, the 26th of March, is loaded with birthdays, celebrity birthdays, big name players, just loaded. And I was going through it, and you get a couple, and you think, okay, that's pretty good. That's a good day for birthdays. This one's loaded. It's just chock full of big names that a lot of people recognize. National days. Well, if you want to get your little red wagon out, the little red wagon you had when you were a kid. Maybe you have kids and they have a little red wagon. Today is the day to get it out and appreciate it, because you can pull your kid in the little red wagon, put some gardening supplies in the little red wagon, pull it up and down the street. But today is the day to appreciate the little red wagon. So a big day for that. Didn't everybody have a red wagon at some point? I don't think I actually had one. I think my mom had one. She pulled me and my brother around in it. I'm not sure. But little red wagon day. Nougat day. Nougat, that chewy inside of candy bars that you always wonder what in the world is nougat. Oh, and by the way, I lost another arm. Apparently that's my thing on my glasses. I can't seem to keep them. So today on the morning show, the arm of my glasses fell off, so I have to take that to my eye doctor and have him repair that. But that happened on the last pair as well. So apparently, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm grabbing that side too much. I don't know. But we got to get it fixed. So Nougat Day, Spinach Day for all the Popeye fans out there. Spinach, give you strength. Lots of good stuff in Spinach Day. But you know who would really like the Spinach Day? The sea cow, the manatee. It's a gentle giant. Just kind of floats around, chills out. The only thing he's got to worry about is boats and boat propeller. Pollution, boats, propeller, and human beings not leaving them alone. Other than that, there are no known enemies of the manatee. But as I said earlier when I wrote this down, and I know this is a fact, but wouldn't you think a shark even a small shark would be like, well, hey, that looks like a meal. I mean, it's literally this huge, almost like a seal. It's too big to be a seal, not quite big enough to be a walrus. You would think it'd be a meal for a shark. You would think the shark would be a natural enemy, but apparently not. Maybe they don't taste good. I don't know. But the manatee, it is a big day for the manatee, the herbivore of the sea, the Manatee Appreciation Day. A gentle giant, as I said. National Football League, wondering what's going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation. Everybody is. Apparently, everyone's in a holding pattern for Aaron Rodgers, whether or not he will play. It seems like the Steelers are the last team standing that he could go and play for if he wants to play. Maybe he'll retire. But yesterday, Russell Wilson, the second Steelers quarterback off of last year's roster, ends up in New York City. He'll be in the same stadium with Justin Fields so they can compare notes. He will be a New York Giant. Justin Fields, a New York Jet. So they are both in MetLife Stadium. I believe that's what it's called now, MetLife Stadium. Absolutely huge, enormous stadium. And Russell Wilson should be comfortable there. Won a Super Bowl there with the Seattle Seahawks. So they will be playing there. And now the waiting game continues. Aaron Rodgers, whether he's going to make a decision or not, whether he wants to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we'll have to wait and see. How much money do they want to pay him? Does he want to play? Or do they just say, we're going Mason Rudolph? Could be worse things. But Aaron Rodgers is the one that everyone expects to sign with the Steelers. We'll see if it happens. He has a great relationship with Mike Tomlin, allegedly. They appear to get along quite well. So Aaron Rodgers waiting to see what move he is going to make next to the Steelers, on the clock waiting for that. Kenny Pickett, of course, in Cleveland right now, the front runner to be the Browns quarterback. Or do they make a move? Do they make a move in the draft? Do they try and make that move to get the quarterback of the future? Do the Steelers pick up Aaron Rodgers, and if someone falls to him in the draft, do they take a quarterback for the future? Have to wait and see. John Michael checking in. Do the Steelers draft a quarterback in April? Only if they are completely convinced that this is going to be the quarterback of the future. And the situation's a little bit different than when they drafted Mason Rudolph in hopes of him replacing Ben Roethlisberger at some point. Well, Ben Roethlisberger continued to play. Their relationship wasn't the greatest in the world. Ben was focused on what he had to do to win. So Mason never really quite got that opportunity. Then when you thought he would get the opportunity, he leaves the Steelers as he goes to Tennessee, and then he comes back. So maybe this is his opportunity. I don't know. But the only way I draft the Steelers as quarterback with the Steelers, they have to be convinced that that's the guy for the future. And, the last time they got a guy for the future was Ben Roethlisberger, and he was in the top part of the draft. Ben Roethlisberger basically fell to the Steelers. Eli Manning was in that draft. Phillip Rivers was in that draft, and that's who Bill Cowher was really interested in, really liked quite a bit. He also liked Roethlisberger, Eli Manning. If any of those three had fallen to him, they would have been very happy with that. But it's one of those things where Roethlisberger falls to the Steelers, great situation, and they go on and win 2 Super Bowl championships with Ben Roethlisberger at quarterback. Throws one of the great touchdown passes in Super Bowl history to Santonio Holmes in the corner of the end zone in Tampa Bay to win the second Super Bowl on a great last-minute drive. Now, John Michael has checked in, and John Michael is all about pop. So, pop culture, and here we go. So that's what I would say for the Steelers. We'll have to wait. April 24th is the draft. So we'll see what happens there. But the Steelers, I don't think they pick a quarterback unless they are convinced that that's the next guy for the long term, because there's no point in grabbing someone just to be a backup at this point in the National Football League. Here we go. Now, these are the birthdays for today. March 26th, big day. Now, I'm sure there's more, but these are the ones I saw real quick. All right, we'll start from oldest to youngest. Robert Frost, born in 1874, one of the greatest poets in world history, according to poet aficionados. Now, he's really good. There's no doubt about it. Who hasn't been in school? Robert Frost wrote this. So Robert Frost, the poet. Tennessee Williams, the great playwright, 1911 and 1983. Spock. All right, John Michael, you ever meet Spock at one of your events? Leonard Nimoy, Spock in Star Trek, 1931 to 2015. We're just getting started. James Caan, Sonny Corleone, and The Godfather, 1940 to 2022. Now that's, the first thing I would think of is Sonny and The Godfather, but then there's a whole generation now. And Brian's Song, what a great movie with Billy D. Williams and Brian's Song, and then James Caan, of course, now known more, maybe, I don't think so, still be Sonny, but Buddy the Elf's dad in Elf. And he was the dad, didn't know that Buddy existed. Buddy comes to New York. He's overwhelmed by Buddy, but in the end, they figure it all out. So we talked about the Steelers quarterback in the draft. I don't think they should reach for a quarterback. Has to be someone they think is going to be long-term answer. And did not meet Leonard Nimoy, but maybe one of these people on the list, because there's more. I find this to be a very interesting March 26th day for birthdays. So Robert Frost, Tennessee Williams, Leonard Nimoy, James Caan. Boom. That would be enough for a big day. Here we go. James Caan co-starring with John Wayne in El Dorado, 1960. Great, absolutely great Western film. Absolutely. 1960s. Those were days when I love Western. You get a good Western. Oh, I started watching. What channel is it on? Maybe it was on Netflix last night. But if anyone's interested in the West, they have a documentary. It's a 6-part documentary on Wyatt Earp, his brothers, the OK Corral gunfight, most famous gunfight in Western history. And it lasted all of about 30 seconds. They've made movies about it that have lasted 3 hours. So last night I was watching that. It's very interesting. It's kind of like, it's almost put together like a movie documentary thing. It is really good. Watch the first part. So now looking forward to the second part, but a recommendation for you. If you like Westerns, or if you like American history, especially out West, there's a lot of information there, more than just Wyatt Earp. It talks about how the United States was going to finance its budget, how, because the gold reserves really hadn't been built up that much, they were using silver to back the money in the United States. So J.P. Morgan was trying to figure out what he was going to do, wanted to buy the railroads. A lot of interesting stuff in that last night. So if we're talking Western movies with James Caan, we had mentioned that. All right, so now you go on a run of singers and entertainers. Diana Ross, 1944. Still with us. One of the all-time greats. The Road Not Taken. Yes, sir. Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. Absolutely outstanding. And then we have Diana Ross, Steven Tyler, Aerosmith, Steven Tyler, Vicki Lawrence. Now, Vicki Lawrence, you think of her as a Carol Burnett, but she also had a number one hit back in the day. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it's something about, I can't think of the name of the song, but she had a big hit as a singer as well. But more known as she was just great. She was Mama on Carol Burnett's show. She was outstanding in that. Tennessee Williams, A Streetcar Named Desire, and The Glass Menagerie. Yep. Read both of those in school. Streetcar Named Desire. Stella. Teddy Pendergrass. You want to go a little rhythm and blues? Teddy Pendergrass, born in 1950. We're not done. We still have more. How about this one? All right, people, give me some country. Give me something different. Well, first, before we do that, Jennifer Grey, 1960, Baby and Dirty Dancing. Nobody puts Baby in a corner. And these are all the same birth. All these people born on March 26th, different years, but pretty impressive. John Michael, I met Vicki Lawrence at Steel City Con. All right. Her photo op was her dressed as Thelma Harper. There you go. All right. So there you go. Vicki Lawrence. John Michael I knew he had met some of the people on this list. Met Jennifer Grey, of course, from Dirty Dancing. Patrick Swayze in that movie, the late Patrick Swayze. Well, how about this one? You want some country? How about Kenny Chesney, born on this day in 1968? So how about some birthdays? I mean, that's a list of birthdays. All right, everybody. We've got the NCAA tournament, men's and women's, Thursday and Friday. Thursday for the men's, that's when the Sweet 16 starts. It'll run through the weekend. Then on Friday, the women's starts. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. We've covered the birthdays. Now, opening day, we are 24 hours away from opening day. Now, we're in the Ohio Valley. So, I love all the openers, and I can just sit down and watch baseball at any point. All right. Grew up a Yankees fan in Connecticut, and it was basically split between the Yankees and Red Sox in Connecticut. So happened to go to New York for a Yankees game at the old Yankee Stadium. That's the first place I went, so I was a Yankees fan. And that was back when they were terrible in the 70s. The Night the Lights Went Out in George. There you go. Great song by Vicki Lawrence. Yeah, I was there. Fred the Chicken Stanley was the starting shortstop for the Yankees when I started to watch them. But then in the 76 World Series, they got beat up by the Reds in the 76 World Series. Then Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, showed up and got it done. Back-to-back World Series for the Yankees. All right, so Thursday, 4:10, Pirates and Marlins. Thursday, 3 o'clock, Brewers and Yankees. Orioles and Blue Jays at 3:07. A lot of late afternoon games. Washington Nationals host the Philadelphia Phillies. Boston Red Sox taking on the Texas Rangers at 4:05. San Francisco Giants travel to Cincinnati to take on the Cincinnati Reds at 4:10. Angels and White Sox. Ooh, two teams that are not very good. They weren't last year. We'll see if they can improve this year. I took Mike Trout in my fantasy baseball draft, so hopefully he plays better than he did last year. All right, Guardians and Royals. The Cleveland Guardians, Kansas City Royals in Kansas City. Beautiful ballpark there. Just a beautiful little ballpark. Then the Astros and Mets. Juan Soto and the Mets. See if he can get it done. Juan Soto signs a $765 million contract over 15 years. Dude can play. And then I saw a story with him on Nightly News. And they were interviewing him. They had video of a fan just giving him the business out in the outfield. So Soto comes up the next inning and hits a home run right over the guy's head. So Juan Soto, that's how much baseball costs these days. So if you're going to get a superstar, a generational talent, whatever you want to call it, you got to pay the money. And the New York Yankees tried to bring him back. They had him last year. I think they offered him $750 million. But the Mets outdid him by, a few $1 million. So anyways, everybody, getting ready for opening day, a big day of birthdays today. It's just a great day. It's a Wednesday. Enjoy your Wednesday. Have a great day. And remember, two rules. Have fun and always try your best. We'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks for joining us. John Michael, have a great day.